Hola, ¿cómo estás? Konnichiwa, turubem. Hello, aloha. What it do? Thank you for listening to this episode of the J-Boy Sports Podcast, and we're going to come to you with an episode today that some of you really might not like, but you know what? This is my podcast. I have to be different from other people. I can't just have the same talking points as everyone else, and this is something that I've been thinking about for a long time that I strongly believe, and I'm going to voice it. And this is not, and but I do want to just make sure that I'm very clear that I'm going to talk about how LeBron James got Bronny James into the NBA in this video. What I don't want this to seem like is that I'm attacking Bronny and saying that there's no way that he could ever have made it to the NBA. I'm neutral on that. I won't say that Bronny would have never made it to the NBA. What I will say is that how he is in the NBA now, in my opinion, is not right. And I don't like it personally, and I don't think that it's a good look for the Lakers or the NBA in general. That's my opinion. It's not a singular one. There are a lot of other people who feel the same way. If you are on the other side for whatever reason, that's fine. I'm voicing mine. This is not to say that Bronny is a bad person or that I do not like Bronny. I think Bronny seemingly is a good kid overall. Still think him being in the league without earning it is taking a spot from somebody else, in my own personal opinion. But when your dad is low-key Homelander, that's what they call him, which I think is a funny nickname, because he controls everything, you know, what real control does Bronny even have? So that doesn't excuse him from having any of the blame here, but it's a combination of a lot of things going on there. But I'm saying that because what I'm about to say, if I don't say those things, might seem like I'm trying to destroy the young man, Bronny. I'm not trying to destroy Bronny. I don't watch the G League. I don't give two flips about the G League. I've never watched the G League. Most of you have never watched the G League or actually give two flips about the G League. Some of you just care now because you care about Bron, and by extension, you also care a lot about Bronny. That's the reality of it. Me, I'm not changing for any one person or their family. If I didn't watch it before, I'm not going to start watching it now. Based on the reports, he's playing better in the G League. I watched one or two games here and there because I just wanted to see what he looks like there. And he's looking better. I'll give him that. And the G League is over now, but he got better. But I would say, again, what G League players are coming up to the NBA that are doing amazing in the G League? What other players are in the G League that you even know? So based on that, I'm not going to spend a lot of my time talking about that. But what we are going to talk about in this video, which is a serious topic in my opinion, I don't believe that if Kobe Bryant was alive, that LeBron James would have been able to do what he did so easily by getting his son into the league. I also do not believe that even the play-in tournament we won a few years ago would have been a big deal on Kobe Bryant's watch. And if LeBron would have made the play-in a big deal like he did when he first did it, or brought Bronny in without making him earn it, I think it would have been interesting, had Kobe Bryant still been alive, how he would have reacted to these things. And I think they would have been diametrically opposed in Lakerland. Because whatever LeBron does, he can do or say whatever he wants. A living Kobe, Lakerland is still Kobe Bryant. And you came to the house that Kobe built. What Kobe would have said would have gone. That's it. When LeBron first came over here, Kobe Bryant had to tell fans to please take it easy on him. If you like winning, then you'll like LeBron. And in my opinion, that was just him being nice. Because you've heard other videos, Doug Gottling, who I'm not really a great fan of, but Doug did say that Kobe once told him that the animal that he and Michael are, that's not LeBron. And I believe he said it. I believe that Kobe kept LeBron at a distance because he didn't think that he was him. I really believe that. And he didn't look at him the way he looked at Melo or Wade, or that he looked at Kyrie or Jason Tatum or Kawhi Leonard. I don't think Kobe looked at LeBron like that. They had a different type of relationship. But I think Kobe kept him at a distance. Right? And, you know, me personally, you've seen other videos on this channel where I've said, I really don't think they were friends the way LeBron tries to make it seem. And I think Kobe, I've heard interviews where he said, oh, yeah, we're friends. But I never believed either of them. It always, they never talked about things that they did together. They never, you know, mentioned any really funny jokes between them or anything like that. But when they talked about other people, never LeBron, actually. I don't ever really hear LeBron talk about anybody in a really illuminating light. But I've heard Kobe talk about these other guys that he really had a great relationship with. When you're talking about Melo and people like that, Wade, I've heard him speak more glowingly in those cases. But back to what I was saying, if Kobe Bryant was alive, I don't think Bronny would be on the Lakers. I really don't believe it. Because I think that Kobe Bryant would have been speaking the way he always spoke, which is honestly and with the Mamba mentality. And how do I know that, right? We don't know for sure because Kobe Bryant unfortunately passed away. Gigi Bryant unfortunately passed away. However, check out this clip. And this is one of the clips and things that if you really studied Kobe like I have over the course of time and others have, and you really understood his mindset, right? Any of your favorite players, if you ever listened to them and really understood their mindset, and they were like top-notch alpha dog type guys, then what I'm going to say makes sense. We're going to listen to a clip where they're going to talk about Kobe in comparison to Michael Jordan. And specifically, they're asking Kobe to do something for Mike. And the competitor in Kobe is like, no matter how much I love Mike, no matter how much reverence I have for Mike, if you've ever heard interviews, Kobe loved Mike. And you obviously saw Mike talk at his funeral. He loved Kobe. But Kobe still wasn't about to give him anything easy. And Jordan knew that, and Jordan still loved him and respected him because that's the mentality competitors have to have. When Kobe first came into the league and they were like, don't talk to the black cat, Kobe was like, who? They were like, Black Jesus. He was like, who? He was like, no, I am going to talk to him. I am that. I can be more than that. And that was Kobe's mentality. So let's listen to this. And then I'll come back and make this all make sense as to why I'm saying, using a clip like this, I do not believe that Kobe Bryant would have been okay with Bronny James being on the Lakers. In fact, I don't know if LeBron would have even tried it if Kobe was still alive because of the pull that he has. And to me, it's one of the reasons why LeBron to this day will not tell the truth about whether or not he was at Kobe Bryant's memorial, because he still knows in depth the hold that Kobe Bryant has over certain parts of the fan base globally, but also definitely over Lakerland, even in his death. So let's check this clip out.
40-year-old Michael Jordan's last All-Star game versus a 24-year-old Kobe Bryant. And this was the old Lion versus the young Lion. The game was tied 136 in overtime. Michael Jordan hits this amazing fadeaway. 4.8 seconds left. It's an amazing shot. Everyone's excited. Gives him the lead in overtime in his last game of his career. And even Isaiah Thomas, who was the head coach of the Eastern Conference and Michael Jordan's sworn enemy, said we should walk off and call it. Kobe Bryant didn't think so. After the timeout, famously, Kobe Bryant gets fouled in the corner here. And again, Isaiah Thomas is the coach of the Eastern Conference. Michael Jordan's like sworn enemy. He asked Kobe and sent Steve Francis to tell him, dude, miss these free throws. Steve Francis said Kobe Bryant shot him a look that he'll never forget, because Kobe Bryant was not there to just meet his hero. Kobe Bryant was there to beat his hero, and he didn't give a about Michael Jordan's last shot or a farewell game or a nice send-off. He ends up making the free throws, and they go into overtime where the West ends up winning. And the look that Jordan gave him, as you see right there, was classic. Because this is why Jordan called him his little brother in his memorial and was in tears, because they understand the truth that this is not how you do things, and this is all about, I want to win and I want to beat you. Michael Jordan was his hero, but he understood, just like anybody else, these are the old lion versus the young lion. You know how the old lions die? They get eaten by the young lion. The young lion comes in and tears them apart, tears their family apart, tears anything that they know apart, and says, this is my time now. Kobe made the decision to say, Michael, I'm sorry, that was cute, that was a nice shot, but I don't give a damn if you're a hero or not. I'm going to win this game because I'm Kobe Bryant, because I take everything I play seriously, and I'm going to make my hero leave a zero because that is my time to shine. Goodbye. That is the difference from 20 years ago to now. Guys like Kobe just don't exist anymore, man. It just is what it is.
So I don't even know what this guy's name is. If anybody can find him, please let me know. I maybe need to look this guy up. I wonder if he has his own channel or something like that. But I basically kidnapped this clip, and I was like, that's it. That's it. That's why I feel deep down in my soul, and I'll never know this for certain, because he's unfortunately, Kobe Bryant is dead. He passed away tragically with himself and his daughter Gigi. But when you hear stories like this man was not out here handing out participation trophies and high-fiving people for the love of it and wanting everybody to be successful and hold hands and kumbaya. Nah. He was the young lion that was going to kill and eat the old lion if need be. Right? That's who Kobe Bryant was. So, no, he's not doing participation trophies. Even if you want to talk about Gigi, may Jah keep them in his memory. But if they were alive, I think I saw something recently with Vanessa Bryant where she said, I think did UConn win for women? I think they did. And she said Gigi would have been ecstatic. Because based on the numbers and the timeline, Gigi might have been on that team. Strong chance she would have been. I believe that's the school she wanted to go to, because she wanted to win. And, when you think about that, I also don't think Kobe was going to manipulate things so that she just made it. She was going to have to work for every bit of that. And if you've ever seen Kobe talking to Gigi or talking about Gigi and how bad their team was at one point, he didn't quit and let her trade teams. Their team was trash, if I remember correctly. And then he turned them into like this great top-notch Mamba Academy type team in in a short amount of time, because he expected everybody to work. There were no shortcuts. You know what I mean? And he even taught that to Gigi. And unfortunately, she didn't get to fulfill those things because, life is unfortunately not fair. But I know Kobe would have made her work for everything, and he would have been more than ecstatic and pleased to watch her have great success on her own merit. Mamba mentality doesn't take shortcuts. So when I go back and I look at this Bronny James situation, and people don't understand why, as a Laker fan, as a fan of Kobe Bryant, many of us are so disgusted and annoyed, it's not because we hate Bronny James. No one hates Bronny James, but we hate what this is and what it looks like. Right? This is LeBron taking shortcuts like he always does, like he did when he ran to Miami, like he did when he ran back to Cleveland, like he did when he ran to the Lakers, getting everybody traded so he could bring in AD, like he just did getting AD traded for Luka. We get it. LeBron is a great player, but it's always about him. It's always about him and trying to be smarter than everybody else and manipulate things to give him easy wins. But he hasn't had easy wins. That's why he's 4-6 in the finals. Instead of doing the hard work a long time ago, LeBron decided that, I'm going to take shortcuts. And as great as he is, he maybe could have been greater if he just put the time in as far as the hard work, put his hard hat on, and really actually put himself at the top with just his game instead of all this backdoor stuff. And unfortunately, in my opinion, that's why Bronny will never truly be what maybe he could have been, whatever his ceiling is or is not. But he would have been able to say, I did it on my own merit, not because my daddy changed the world for me. Because my daddy is a billionaire who has a lot of power in the league and could change things for me. As of right now, that's what Bronny is. He's daddy's son. And I think somebody like Kobe Bryant, who was very smart and calculated, would have already seen that as a problem based on the fact that he was in the NBA and his dad was Jelly Bean Joe Bryant. So I'm not even saying that there's not no level of nepotism for anybody. Everybody should have a level of nepotism for their child, but it should be a very basic level. I'm sure Jelly Bean Joe Bryant took, and you know, rest him too. But I'm sure Jelly Bean got Kobe into some stuff that because they had money or some influence because his dad was in the league that other kids might not have been able to get to. I'm sure he opened some doors for him. But it's up to you as the person that wants to be great to prove to everybody without a shadow of a doubt why you belong. There's nothing wrong with opening a door or two. But you just open the door, you crack it open, and they got to burst through that door. You know? And that's what I know. I just know in my heart of hearts. And I know some people say, oh, you're being emotional. I really am trying to keep my emotions out of it and just use what I've seen from Kobe Bryant in his life and his actions. That helps me to understand I do not believe he would have been okay with this Bronny James move. And I think he would have said something about it. And people, even LeBron, would have had to think again about doing this. Because it would have created a huge rift in Lakerland. One that he would not have been able to overcome. Because despite what the media tells you, there are a lot of us Laker fans that never asked for him to be here in the first place. Who don't want him here. Who never did want him to be a Laker. Now Kobe Bryant's alive, using the Mamba mentality, the way he fought and bled for the city of Los Angeles and the tears and the pain that he went through. And you think he's just going to sit back after all that hard work that he preached and just say, oh yeah, let Bronny take a shortcut on my team, on our storied franchise. No. I seen an interview where he said, listen, we don't hang banners that aren't championships. We want championships. Conference banners and things like that, they don't matter. We play for championships. That's not the type of man that's going to be like, oh yeah, take your son and give him a fake spot. That's not the same person. And so again, diametrically opposite LeBron is of Kobe Bryant. And that's part of why, as a Laker fan, I will never be able to fully accept LeBron on the Lakers. Because he is the opposite of what Kobe Bryant was. The same hard work and work ethic that you take on from a person that you respect, I don't see that in LeBron James. He doesn't want to do that. He wants things easy. He wants to manipulate things however he wants, no matter how it looks. And I don't, as a Laker fan that watched Kobe Bryant for 20 plus years, he never did that. So we're supposed to just change and accept that? What standards or morals were we living, principles were we living by before? So that's just my 2 cents on this. You see what he said about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was Kobe Bryant's hero, and he didn't give a dang. He was like, nah. And again, even Isaiah Thomas, who hates Michael Jordan, there's no way Isaiah Thomas doesn't hate Michael Jordan. He hates him. He was the coach, and he was even like, listen, miss the free throws, let Mike walk out nicely. There was a small shred of honor and duty in Isaiah Thomas to even Michael Jordan, which is crazy. And Kobe the guy that loved Jordan, that grew up watching him, was like, nah, this old behind ninja can lose and know that it's my time now. It's Mamba time now. You step on this court, you're an enemy. Time to lose. And this is an all-star game. And again, this is why I'm wired the way I'm wired. There's other things in my life. Kobe Bryant's not my God. He's not my father. But part of who I am, I'm wired differently than some of these other people. And I think many Laker fans are. We were not taught from our favorite player to show weakness and be weak. That's not part of the menu. You kill everybody and you kill all the time. You always prove that you're the best. You don't take plays off. You don't take shortcuts. Mike couldn't even get it easy from Kobe. Pause, no Diddy on that. So why should anybody get it easy? You know? So, you know, Kobe shot Steve Francis a look. He basically was like, nah. The old lion is done. This is my time. Time to win. You know? I'm on top now. Nice shot. Cute shot, Mike. But nah, I'm about to go win a championship, and I'm about to let you know your time is up. It's my time. And Michael Jordan respected that. Because he helped build that monster by being as ruthless in his own right. So this is a risky video in some ways, some cases. Some people may not like it. Even some Kobe Bryant fans might feel like I took this a little bit too far. But this is not to be disrespectful to Kobe Bryant. It's not even to disrespect really Bronny James. It's just honesty. My honest opinion on how I see this situation. And why I know in my heart of hearts that a living Kobe Bryant would not have went along with these shenanigans. This is just one example. I gave some other ones vocally without giving you the actual clip. But Kobe wasn't about that life, man. You work hard. Again, this is a guy that said when he was talking about the plan he set for himself, he doesn't negotiate with himself. He called himself basically a terrorist that he's not negotiating with. We set a plan, we stick to the plan. That's it. This is not the man that's going to be like, oh, yeah, let's manipulate the draft. Let's give my son or daughter a spot on the team. Let's make sure that everything's easy for them. Let's get rid of other people and manipulate it so that's just for them. You know, they don't have to learn any team concepts. Just run high pick and roll at the top of the key and see how many points Gigi scores. And we'll live with that and force her into the WNBA or onto UConn. Like, that's not how this works, man. That's not how this works. So those are my thoughts on that. I've had these thoughts and feelings for a long time. Some people understand it. Some people don't. Again, this is not a shot at Bronny James. I think Bronny James seems like a nice young man. But at the end of the day, the standard is the standard. The principles are the principles. And I don't bend on my principles, my morals, or my standards. I don't bend on them for anybody. I don't care if it's a family member. I'm going to tell you like it is. I still love you, but I wouldn't do that. I don't think that's right. I'm going to tell them. So it is what it is with that. So please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate this if you listen this long. And what are your thoughts? What do you think about this? Do you think I'm way offline? Do you think there's some truth to this? You know, where do you lie on this? This is a more risky type of topic. But what makes my channel different from other people's? My thoughts are the difference on my channel. And this is a channel that hopefully we all can share. So please like, share, and subscribe. Wait till the end for some suggested videos that I know you will love. And I'm very humble that you've taken the time to listen to this. I appreciate you. Much love.
that somehow you're never